Hello everybody and welcome back to 539. So we're actually in Marion, Indiana today, and we're going to check out this incredibly old and historic looking cemetery here. It looks like it has a lot of old mausoleums and different things to check out, including some amazing artwork stretching back all the way to the Civil War. The place is also incredibly huge, so I think it's going to be definitely, hopefully a two-part series at least, and it looks like we're gonna find a lot of amazing things here. So let's get out of the car here and check it out. All right, we are ready to go here, and thank goodness for the microphone and the wind cover, because without that we would be screwed. It is so windy right now, and there's no way that it wouldn't ruin the sound. And check out some of these road conditions coming in. These are actually some of the smaller holes here. I was kind of afraid that I was going to get stuck just on the entrance. Some sort of large industrial factory over here making a lot of noise as well. So it's a good thing, again, that we have the protection on the microphone so it wouldn't be completely overwhelming. But before we get to some of these really amazing old mausoleums, I did want to check out real quick this really cool looking, looks like Civil War era military statue slash monument here. And I kind of thought it was just going to be a dedication to a single person, but as you can see, it's a dedication to all the soldiers in the area. And it was built in 1911 here. And in front of it here, several memorials to local soldiers. Alright, so now that we have checked out that really amazing looking artwork there, we're going to start looking at some of the older mausoleums here. It looks like there's some incredibly large ones in the back and one up on a hill that I can see now. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a real good view of the interior of a lot of these and see what's left behind and how old they actually are. So let's head that way. Kind of interesting right here. This tree has been completely uprooted. I'm not sure if it's from the wind and they've just cut the rest of it down or what exactly the case was, but it looks like it probably did a lot of damage. You can tell right here that it really has knocked over this, or it was previously knocked over and maybe just was a near miss. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it doesn't look like it went down far enough to affect anything below the ground though. So let's keep moving. Some of these trees definitely look to be in a pretty precarious position, almost ready to fall on top of some of the monuments here. Wow, this one is incredibly elaborate. Not very deep though. Quite a bit of amazing stained glass though. There is a little bit of damage. You can see that this here has been knocked over and then somehow made it all the way out under the plants. And it might actually be this one here that made it that far. I don't know, maybe one of them's been missing completely, so kind of sad there, but overall it seems to be doing quite amazing and incredibly tall. Here we are at the second one, very heavily padlocked, but it looks like the glass is still in pretty good shape, and a very brand new padlock too. It looks at one time like there was a place for a stained glass window here, but it's either been removed or never was installed on this particular one. And a great example of how bad these roads are at the very back and some at the very front as well. So this one has had plexiglass placed over the glass so that it wouldn't break. I don't know how hard it's going to be to see inside. You can see in between there's been some wasp nests and things built over the years. Well, it's having kind of a hard time focusing. But it appears on the very corner here is some ashes, and then it looks like maybe a family Bible and another monument, or the ashes of two different people on the side there. Went ahead and whipped out the second camera here, and it's going to give us a lot better view of the interior. It can focus a lot better, has a slightly different lens on it, so it makes it a little bit easier. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to see in though. The camera wants to focus directly onto the partially scuffed up plexiglass window. but we can get a decent view of the stained glass through these wire mesh coverings here. Overall, pretty amazing so far here. There's, wow, almost fell in there. There's a hole in the ground. Definitely looks like a gopher hole or something like that. I don't really know. And then way over in the distance, there's a very, very large mausoleum there. I'm not sure if that one's going to be enterable. It looks pretty epic. I'm not sure how old it is. That's on the other side of the road, and we'll head over there next. Luckily, though, all these seem to have fairly intact glass, and again, so far I've only seen the one that was sealed up shut. Oddly, on this one, it only appears to have the one name on the inside. So before we head actually to these closer ones, I actually want to head this way. It looks like there's 3 larger and maybe one enterable multi-family mausoleum up here. I can't tell for sure. I can just see that size-wise it looks a decent amount larger than the rest here. So let's go check it out real quick, and then we'll head back this way and get the 4 or 5 others that are behind me now. Looks like we're actually on an old road at this point. So this one here isn't incredibly large and a really shallow design. And so that would actually appear that it's because of the orientation of the burials inside. It's actually not that much smaller than a traditional mausoleum. Wow. So this one looks like it has a lot of damage on it. You can see pieces that have fallen here to the ground. I'm not sure if they're off of the top or if it was decorations along the side here. It kind of looks like maybe they're separate memorials. Not sure how well you can actually see, but there has been a decent amount of damage on the inside here that we can see through the vents. And on the ground, a lot of beer cans and pop cans and things like that could have blown in, but probably more than likely was used as sort of a private party spot, and so they sealed it up so no one could use it. And from the outside here, with all the brick up at the top, you can tell that it actually was the mausoleum that began to fall apart, and a lot of these pieces on the ground are what used to be up top here. So we can see that this one here too has been sealed completely shut. Again, may have been a place that people had broken into, or the glass had been broken, but for whatever reason they sealed it shut. And then they actually took the old doorknob and put it back onto the stone slab to sort of make it resemble a door still. And even appears at the very bottom is a little bit of graffiti. There's some purple spray paint. I don't think that actually means the traditional no trespassing. I think it's just someone that has painted it, or maybe some kind of other damage. It might be a burn mark. It doesn't look like it though. And somewhere around here appears to be a war memorial too. I'm not sure if it's on this side of the road or on the other, but we're gonna check that out after we get done with this adventure here.